Hello and welcome to tonight's review. I suppose I should title this and make a nice little nifty title along the bottom that'll go along the bottom here and theme music and whatnot, but I'm lazy. I'm a lazy functional alcoholic. So on to tonight's review. So tonight we're going to be reviewing my favorite beer style, which is the California Common, aka the steam beer style. Well, I suppose it should be the steam beer, aka California Common style. So we have Anchor Steam here, which copyrighted name Steam Beer, which traditionally referred to beer. Well, they sort of pioneered the style here. And we have Columbia Common, which is Widmer Brothers seasonal of the same type. So let's go. In order to give a fairly fair review, I have two shaker glasses here, shaker style glasses. I didn't want them to be, and they're about the same temperature right now too. I just took them out of the refrigerator. So why don't we go and pour the Anchor Steam first. Oh, you can just smell that. Smells absolutely grand. You can smell very bready malts on the nose with a hot backbone in the, pretty decent hot backbone. Of course, California Common being a hybrid styles of Session strength being my favorite type of beer. Now let's go and do the Columbia. Oopsie, a little bit too vigorous there. Already you can tell the difference in the color a little bit here. They're about the same color, but the Anchor Steam is a bit of a deeper amber, whereas the Columbia Common is a bit more yellow. The head on the Anchor Steam is a lot thicker and a lot more odorous, strong smelling, whereas this one is starting to dissipate and it smells thinner and has a slight off scent to it. Slight plasticky off scent. You can see here, well, you can't really, but the head on one is quite thick and the head on the other is kind of thin. So, Anchor Steam, Columbia Common. Let's taste. Immediate sweetness and then sort of a crackery malt. Very honeyed taste. But the finish is very quick. It's gone already. The mouthfeel for this one is much thicker than this one. They're about the same consistency, really. This is 4.6, this is 4.9 ABV. I believe this one's slightly higher in IBUs, but don't quote me on that. But this one tastes, well, it has a lot more, should I say, three-dimensional taste to it. It's thicker mouthfeel, a bit more fluffy, the carbonation is stronger. Look at that lacing compared to the lacing here. Honestly, the two tastes are very similar to each other in taste profile, which is no surprise considering that they're the same style of beer. But one is simply more intense and I would say a little bit more complex too. You know, the hops are stronger, the malts are stronger, um, you know, head's stronger, everything about it. That being said, the Columbia Common is not a bad beer. This is not something I would pour down the drain. Um, it's also not something I would really savor, but you know, this would be ideal for like a hot day. You know, once you get past that slightly weird off note in the scent, there's no real off note in the actual taste. You know, it's just a decent beer to drink, but not one that's going to be winning any prizes. But not all beers have to win prizes, you know. Like I said, it's a pretty affordable beer. Well, relatively speaking, it's um, not on the level of cheapness of macro lagers or even Sam Adams, but you know, it's still cheap, being that it's Craft Brew Alliance Widmer Brothers. Note the head retention on one and the head retention on the other. There's still head on the Columbia Common, but it's thinner than this head, which is still thick, fluffy, buku lacing. But it's a little bit unfair to compare any other common style beer against Anchor Steam, being that Anchor Steam is sort of the common steam beer, you know, the thing, the steam beer, being that it is the father of the style, and thus all beers kind of sort of strive to meet it. Considering that the recipe for it is a closely guarded secret, including as theorized hops being sourced from a location, from a grower that supplies to no one else. That it's no surprise that it should be very distinctive. Um, even if I find this not, even if I find Columbia Common not as good as Anchor Steam, like I said, it's not to say it's a bad beer. It's certainly a drinkable beer. And one that I would purchase again, considering that I like the style and I like session beers. And this is to say I would like it that, you know, that they try to, you know, especially with these hybrid styles. I love the hybrid ale lager styles like, you know, alt beers, Kolsch's, and of course the California Common. That, excuse me. One thing too, these are very carbonated. That, you know, that more makers go towards this style rather than moving towards the other extreme, which is making the biggest, thickest beer that you can possibly brew and throwing it in a barrel and then charging $20 for a bomber. You know, this is just me ranting about beer. That's not beer to me. Beer, in its foremost, is a drink that is to be quaffed, to be drunk. Well, I guess I am pretentiously drinking it because I'm here doing a review, but one that you're not supposed to break the bank, one that you're not supposed to overthink. You know, and with the hybrid styles, it's you know, it's just great. It's that sort of crossover in between ale and lager. And I really enjoy the sort of lager opening with the sort of ale finish, that buttery diacetyl, it's, and I like how the Kolsch's is almost reverse it, with that very fruity, flavorful front and very crisp finish. And that's one thing. If you prefer crisp finishes, this Columbia Common is a bit more towards your alley than Anchor Steam, which has a bit of a hoppy linger to it. But that's enough of my ranting for tonight. Well, what do you think? All 5 of you actually watch this, inclusive of the people on Facebook who watch this. But I don't care how many people watch this. I pretty much do this because I enjoy doing it. So until next time, be there beer, whiskey, or perhaps some other thing, please stay tuned. And if you're on my Facebook page, please read my Facebook cigar reviews. Thank you very much.